Adolf Hitler single-handedly annihilated over 50 million of the Jews out of simple hatred for them. Young women and children were unknowingly marched into incinerators when they had been promised a cool bath. They would be set on fire and burnt alive when they expected to take a shower. Where? A shower in the gas chambers. Their cries would go over the ceiling as their bodies quaked and trembled at the sight of red-hot fire. In one of the Nazis' concentration camps in Poland, Jews were being exterminated at a rate of 12,000 a day. Within a span of 5 years, over 1 million Jews were killed in Auschwitz, Poland alone. Similarly, the tyrant Soviet Union leader Joseph Stalin once said something that depicted the nature of his heart towards the killing of people. He said, "One death is a tragedy, a million deaths is simply a statistic." Under his rule, more than 1.5 million German women were raped and over 20 million people killed. Idi Amin, the tyrannical Ugandan leader, is known to have fed masses to crocodiles as a means of punishment. He is even reported to have mutilated one of his own wives, with widespread rumors that he had cannibalistic inclinations. The wickedness of these men, as happened in the past and is still happening in the present, can never be underestimated. Why are unpardonable mistakes still made in modern society, science and technology? A sad example is the recent aviation accident which involved the crashing of an Ethiopian airline flying from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia to Kenya. The instrument used was a newly manufactured 737 MAX 8 aircraft made by Boeing. The airplane had a malfunctioned software which contributed to the crashing of the plane, killing all those on board. Later, upon investigation, federal aviation experts discovered that there were even more hidden system failures in the aircraft, similar to what caused the crashing of the same brand of aircraft in Malaysia. This led to the grounding of the entire Boeing 737 MAX 8 fleet when experts realized the brand had serious technical malfunctions. On the surface level, these instances will be explained as human errors, but seeing the consistency at which they happen, even among the most advanced experts, as well as the inevitability of future accidents, it is not far-fetched that human beings are under some form of a curse which intends to wipe us all out. The significant advancement of science and technology, even in medicine and healthcare, seem not to have helped much in alleviating the sicknesses of human beings. Medical practitioners are currently being faced with even more complicated forms of illnesses. Even experienced doctors have no clue at all to some of these newly developing illnesses. Some of the viruses causing these sicknesses seem to develop thick skin from time to time. Currently, in 2020, all human beings are suffering from the effects of the novel coronavirus sweeping across the nations of the earth, with over 500,000 deaths globally and 10 million confirmed cases of the virus infection. As of July 7, 2020, it is clear that a real curse is in our midst. Compared to the great influenza of 1918, the coronavirus of 2020 does not come anywhere close. The 1918 plague swept mercilessly across the world, killing healthy young adults as well as vulnerable infants and the elderly. It is estimated that the great influenza of 1918 killed as many as 100 million in just a year. Hospitals, morgues, and mortuaries were so overwhelmed that there were no more burial grounds to receive the dead. Families were so overwhelmed by the recurring deaths such that their bereaved were kept in house balconies where the dead bodies were left to rot. One survivor of this pandemic lived to tell a very sad but quite intriguing story. He had boarded a shuttle train traveling from one city to the other. Early at dawn, around 4 a.m., one of the passengers started coughing profusely. By 10 a.m. in the morning, this passenger, showing initial symptoms of the flu, had passed away. By 2 p.m. in the afternoon, almost half of the passengers on board these bus started showing serious symptoms of the flu and subsequently died. By evening, almost everyone on board the bus died until the driver died as well, forcing the train to come to a stop. The last and only surviving passenger got off the vehicle and had the opportunity to report this story. Some of the world's renowned scientists and researchers continue to sell a message of hope that science will win. Being a scientist myself and not intending to be pessimistic, it is very clear to us that these viruses seem to constantly outsmart our most advanced intellectuals. They sometimes make us humans to become fools to ourselves by the virus.